Alright, how do you do now, beautiful sons of bitches? It's your Backseat, and today, John and I are joined by New York Florida Man. And New York Florida Man, you have a very special video you wanted to show us, so why don't you show us a little bit about this?
Yes, I haven't even seen it yet. I just saw the thumbnail and title and said, well, we got to give this a look.
And now for a very special episode of the Backseat Boys.
A very soy one.
Yes, right here. So what do you guys make of this shit film before we get to it?
What's Koi got? He's got 50K subs. What's his views at on this video, Backseater?
Oh.
Ooh, I saw only 220 likes. I was like, it couldn't have been doing too well. And this dude's been at it a while, and he has Hollywood connections. Like, he works for fucking DC and shit, and he still can't get a YouTube channel off the ground.
Wah, wah, wah.
Oh, I didn't realize that he doesn't just go over the Woman of Tomorrow book with him, but he also reacts to the trailer with him as well. Oh, so he's gonna fake react to the trailer with his dad again. And he's gonna be good.
And again, he works for fucking DC, so you can definitely trust his opinions on this DC movie coming out. That he's definitely not going to try and keep himself employed. He's going to be like, that looked like shit. Fire James Gunn. And then he's going to like have James Gunn in his studio. So James, I thought your latest trailer looked like absolute dog shit. Why did you make it so cringe?
Internet, hello, you lovelies. We are going to talk
I told you he said that shit. Why is he animating his words, though? Stop doing that.
About Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow today. We are going to be talking about the book itself. We're going to be talking about Tom King, the writer. We're going to be talking about Milkwist Evelyn,
you better give Tom King some shit, but I know you won't because you talked about his Peabody Award whenever I tried to give him shit.
Literally, yeah, John. Tell the audience at home watching this a little bit about your history with Koi.
So, he blocked me on. So here's the thing. I used to watch Koi, and he acted like your best friend whenever you're like agreeing with him on shit. Because I recommended like My Hero Academia and shit, and he got into that because of it. But lately, he seems to have completely forgotten about that. Because I said something. Oh yeah, he was like talking about Woman of Tomorrow, and all I said on Instagram was just like, oh. First time I've heard somebody speak positively about this book. I normally hear some pretty negative stuff about it. And he's just like, oh, it won the Peabody Award, and it won this, and this. All the people circle jerked it. I'm like, oh, it's interesting. How much did it sell? And then it just immediately became, I shouldn't have engaged with this. And he blocked me.
Oh my God.
I feel like I didn't say anything that aggressive, but all right.
All right, bro. But yeah, anyway.
We're going to be talking about the movie, covering all things, one of my favorite books ever, and I'm sitting down today with a very special guest. This is my dad. This is the man who got me in.
His dad don't even look like he want to be there. The fuck?
His dad's smile is like,
yeah.
I'm in pain.
I'm in tremendous pain.
His dad also looks like he's only like 10 years older than him.
I was about to say, Koi must have been through some shit in his life, because he looks almost the same age as his father.
Yeah, his dad looks way more chill than him. Koi's like, I've been chilling so hard. It fucking takes years off your life to lie this much. Also, why do I have a giant wrench?
This is the man who has been reading them 5 decades. Yeah, so he is well versed in all things comic book. I thought it'd be really fun to show him a book.
How much are we gonna believe that his dad is well versed in comic books?
Look at his pause face. Look, this is the perfect pause. Koi with his fucking fake enthusiasm, and his dad just looks dead inside. He's just like,
yeah.
Oh my God! Yeah, that's going off the thumbnail.
It's the perfect
dichotomy. That's the face that the Soy Boys 2 and 3 made. They were disappointed when Loki said he was bi. They made that face like, oh, but Soy 1 started clapping and cheering, and that's when I triggered him with my comment, and he went on like that whole day rant from 2 different accounts, arguing with me and virtue signaling all day. It was fucking hilarious. But
make sure before you unpause
what you're looking at right now. Like, oh, here we go. I'm gonna have to be.
Here we go. Oh shit! Here we go again.
Before you unpause it, just make sure in your screenshot that you get the wrench in there because it looks like Koi is holding his own dad hostage, threatening to go all Bioshock on his ass if he doesn't agree with everything he says. He's just like, I'll beat my dad to death
If you
with
don't
this
agree
pipe
with me,
wrench.
Dad, I'll bust your balls. Yeah.
He's trying to show us that, hey, I have tools. I do things that men do too. I don't just.
That looks like it's never been used a single day. Look at the paint on it and shit. It's like pristine.
Literally, yeah. Like you
I
just
know
bought
how
it
to
from
fix
fucking
stuff.
Home Depot, yeah. Oh my gosh.
He
Anyways,
looks legit insane in that freeze face. Hi, ladies.
I like good evening, madam. Anyway, we gotta keep going here, folks.
Knew a movie being adapted from it was coming out.
His dad looks like he
We
just
thought,
woke
us
up. He's
three
like,
tools.
Yeah, there's his dad faking the whole thing. Yeah. Anyways, keep going. Here.
Would unite to scheme all things Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow.
Oh, whatever.
boy, why'd you wear a mask, you fucking bigot?
Yeah, you bigot.
But please,
Let's go!
press
He had
that
to clip out the
subscription
words
bell.
"Let's
I
go"
cover
and put them
movies, I
over
cover-
himself.
Well,
Very
wait, I'm
graphic.
sorry. What, John? What?
In that last shot, he had to clip out the words "Let's go" and clip them over himself. In,
Oh my
like his
God.
little montage there that he had going.
Jeez. Anyway.
TV, I cover comics. I read 50 to 70 comics a week. Every week in the live stream, I break down the 9 I think you'll like most, as well as covering
Talk
the
about
biggest
a
shows
consumer. 70 fucking modern comics. It sounds like the worst torture ever.
and movies out that week as well. So if you're into anything pop culture, hit that subscription bell. Also press a like so I know that you like
It's
this
not a
video. If you
subscription
enjoyed
bell, it's a notification bell.
Yeah, fucking
this
idiot.
conversation, please let me know. And in the comments, I would love to know who you relate to comic books with, who got you into comics, who you talk comics with. I love the communal nature of comic books.
Dude, if you look at this fucking dad's body language, his dad's all like, I really don't want to fucking be here.
It's the same thing, he's falling asleep.
Communicative.
Yeah.
A communal is something that you know, that's like some church shit. He's
Yeah.
confusing words.
And it's also a two-way street, whereas Koi just wants people to comment more on his videos to help the algorithm. He's just like, tell me things in the comments. I'm not gonna give a shit, but tell me things.
Yeah.
His dad's also in that freeze frame. He had just basically fallen asleep, and then meanwhile Koi's still yapping. His dad looks like he keeps like snapping back awake, like whenever you're in class and your head's just bobbing. You're like, what?
Yeah.
I was very lucky that my dad encouraged me to read comics from the jump, which led to a career. But I know there's like 5 of us that have that.
Oh, so it's his dad's fault he became a fucking shill. I see how it is now. Okay.
Pass off the blame.
Yeah.
That story. So I'd love to know your story. And before we get into it, Dad,
It's not really much of a story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
started
like,
reading comic books.
comic book origins. How did you get started into comics, and like, what's your association specifically with Supergirl?
Oh, I'm just a shill. I just read it for money because I got these companies to hire me. And he's like, Dad, you're supposed to say that part out loud. He's like, oh, sorry.
Anyway, next.
I guess arguably it was stealing my uncle's comic books. We'd go visit my grandfather, Pepe, up in the north, and we would be bored sometimes up in the middle of nowhere. But he had a box full of comic books that actually he had mostly DC comics, and so we would tear through the Batman and Superman and Superboy. He got a lot of and that sort of thing. So that was actually where we got our first.
So his dad's a pony boy.
I guess.
He has. You see that ponytail?
Oh, yeah. Don't tell me to talk about Pony Boy. Pony Boy, yeah.
Perfect.
Pony
That
Boy
brings
from
us
the
to a very
Stay golden, pony boy.
modern take on a wonderfully modern version of the character with Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow.
Wonderfully modern, he says.
His
Yeah.
dad sits like that new Star Trek captain.
Yeah.
She's always like lounging in her chair.
Yeah, just maxing around, lounging and shit, yeah.
Dive in. Dad, how are you?
Doing fine.
Long intro.
We
That was
just
great
did
until- That was great until I had to talk to you today, son. His dad could actually be like really it would be like a good running gag even like on his channel just to like have his dad like constantly insult him whenever he visits. He's just like, Dad, how you doing? He's just like, well, I was having a wonderful day outside. Then you dragged me into your media shit. And then he's just like, oh, what do you think about this? And he's just like, well, it's not as good as the 80s.
Yeah.
All right, so Supergirl.
Oh shit, son, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah.
Book that I got raved to you about first 5 years ago. I think when it first came out.
He has no idea what he's talking about right now. He's just like,
yes, you did, son. I remember you telling me all about it. Yeah.
I remember this, but why don't you repeat it all for the audience?
Yeah.
The first things I was saying, and how did that live up to the expectation?
No, I did not remember.
He straight up didn't remember. Okay.
It wasn't until we actually got the trade paperback where you were talking about it again, where it came up, and that's where I got a chance to see it, of course. Then that's what really dragged me into it, to be honest. Because I mean, just even the cover art is absolutely fantastic.
The cover looks horrible. Look at this shit. John, look at this cover. Doesn't this shit look bad?
I've seen that plenty of times. Don't worry. Yeah, it's like, why the fuck does Supergirl have a sword? Oh, because she's on a red sun planet. Can't you see in the back? Well, why the fuck does she keep hanging around red sun planets? That's eliminating 99% of your fucking powers.
Yeah.
Plus, it's a basic ass cover.
Yeah, it's very basic.
It's like a really boring, like He-Man cover. It's like, I have my sword.
Anyway.
Fucking Shira woman.
The story. I like how it basically has a very tied in line throughout the majority of it. There's a couple low areas, but filler, I maybe should say. But it's fantastic. It's a good, quick, easy read. This is one of the nice things about it. It is an encapsulated thing. You don't have to feel like you're in the middle of a singular arc in front of a whole bunch of other ones.
Yeah.
So, God, that's really ugly art. She looks like a fucking dude in that shot.
Yeah, but guys, what do you guys think of like that fucking review right there? That review seemed really fucking basic ass bitch shit right there, you know?
I don't think his dad has read the story. I think he probably doesn't give a shit. I don't think he even thought about it until Coy just said something to him. Also, his dad's in better shape than him. Look, Coy's got a gut like me, and he's got the fucking nothing chest. His dad's got like fucking pecs and arms.
Yes.
He's like, son, I'm disappointed in you. It throws him into the shelf.
Yeah.
Really easy way to get into it. So
I love that it's a book that feels like Supergirl
what the fuck is that?
What the fuck is that? Yeah,
Who's
exactly.
that unenthusiastic when riding a horse through space? She's just like,
Oh!
it's just like every shot is just her flat face, just like
emote for fuck's sake.
Even the horse looks bored.
Yeah, horse is like,
behold the pale horse, and on his back is a lame bitch.
Yeah, really. She's fucking covered in blood, and she's still totally unenthusiastic. Like, show a little pain in the face or something. She's just like,
nah, I'm good.
no, that's the point, man. She finds herself throughout the book. She doesn't have any emotions.
It doesn't feel like you need to know all those adventures.
oh, totally. In fact, I think
Yeah, you can ignore her entire
really
character
like the way-
history because that's all the fucking Simps for this movie ever talk about is that one book.
Literally.
Tom King brought out if you think about it, the mythos through the narrator, who is Ruthie, of course. I shouldn't say of course.
Ruthie.
It might be something we need to talk about. But the way you see it through her eyes.
Yeah, you probably should talk about it if she's a fucking character in the damn film. Like, that would probably fucking help. Like, no shit, Sherlock.
Yeah.
So that I thought was a really unique way to build this own little world within these 8 issues, so that almost really anyone can pick up this and really not have any problems with getting into it.
Oh!
And I think it changes some of the stereotype of what someone might be coming in with Supergirl.
Yeah.
So
I think the title is really smart in that, like Supergirl.
Oh, they have stereotypes. They want her to act like a girl.
What stereotypes? First of all,
He wants her to.
when somebody says that, I'd like to ask them, what stereotypes?
They don't want to acknowledge a difference between sexes, so they're like, oh, it's a stereotype to expect women to act like women. So I'm glad that they just made her act like a man to break the stereotypes. It's like, oh, what the? There's fucking difference between the sexes. I hate to tell you to, but like, it's just a fact.
Literally, yes.
I think that ties beautifully into Man of Tomorrow. I think it also allows comic fans that are versed to feel like, oh, how cheeky. But also, even in that dialogue of just the title, it is mentioned in this book. This is the first time Supergirl has told her origin.
Right.
So it's really cool. Like,
Yeah, because Supergirl has never had her origin told ever in the books, right?
Yeah, that
this
could
is
happen.
but this is the first time we get Supergirl telling her own story, and that allows for much deeper trauma. That allows for her own recounting of events. And even in the trailer, which we're going to talk more about later on, there's this great line of like, if only the gods were so kind. Like, Supergirl didn't lose her golden day, and Superman did. And I love that they, in this story in particular, paint the difference between Superman and Supergirl. I've always struggled with, especially
Yeah, there
the
can't
Golden
be any
Age.
difference.
Yeah.
Except in this book. They never did that in the previous 60 years.
Yeah, apparently.
It's like we don't know the different characters. Like, we don't
What is-
like they're cousins, for fuck's sake. They're
He's
not the same
starting with
person.
something here. He's like, I always felt like guilty or conflicted about something. Is he gonna say like I didn't like the character until this book?
I don't know, man. Let's see.
Takes, and like the early Supergirl where it was just like, what if Superman's a lady? And like it doesn't feel unique to have Kara be so different. It feels like what if we just had two. And this to me is one of the best modern example of taking a legacy
Having her be a
character and
woman
showing-
makes a pretty big difference.
Yeah.
Especially in like the secret identity role. Like she's dealing with woman issue. Like it's not the same to live as a dude or a woman on Earth.
Yeah.
that difference.
Yeah, I think I would go
Like
back
what if
for
she has a
the-
super period and her blood kills people?
Oh, shit.
or change
Well, she's
my
going through
perspective.
super menopause and fucking tears the city down.
Well, I'm saying, yeah, she's like PMSing and kills a villain.
Yeah.
She's like fucking Bizarro. That was
See,
not
they
the
never
way.
mentioned that in the comics.
Oh, that would be the most base comic writers to come out with that in 2026. Like sneak it past all the DC board and just fucking have a PMS issue and piss off everybody.
Yeah. Anyway, let's keep going here, folks.
When I was younger was that I hate to say it, but it was more like DC was pandering to try to get a female audience, you know, girls into reading comic books and that sort of thing. And I think that
It's
Well, now-
almost as if DC didn't learn their lesson, and now they're trying the same shit all over again.
No, except now they learned the worst lesson because now instead of like just legitimately making like women characters that act like women, now they're like, all right, we need to appeal to the most cringe feminist women, so we're gonna make all these women characters that act like men because that's what the feminists want.
Yep.
Also, Koi, why do you have a giant wrench? What is the going on?
Why
with
do you have a wrench? Please answer this question before the video ends.
definitely doesn't seem to be the main thing here. I mean, this seems to be really about the story
Yeah.
and the art. So the whole medium, I guess, really shines, I think. And you don't have, like I said earlier, the what I felt was Superboy, Supergirl type immature
Yeah.
storylines and that sort of thing. So
There's also not the, I think, modern and golden age problem of like, the girls get it done. Like, sometimes, like, when men or women write comics that is a female character, it feels like, okay. Like, there's like I hate to use the term Mary Sue, I hate to use the terms that have been so
Why do
taken
you
over
hate-
by the worst people, but
Oh, the worst people. You're calling out the same thing, and yet whenever they use it, apparently it's the most horrible thing.
Yeah.
You're saying, you're saying this, but I hate to use the term and actually say that I'm saying it.
It's like, dude, they're talking about this storytelling trope, the same one that you are mentioning, where the woman just does everything instantly with no obstacle. Like, you just don't want to admit that it happens with anything modern. You will only use it on old shit because you got to show for the new shit.
Literally, yes. Anyway.
there is an element of like, but is there struggle? Or is she just the most badass? Like, this doesn't feel like a Rosie the Riveter gimmick. It doesn't feel like propaganda. She
Ah, fucking hell.
Oh, here's a little trick. Press pause. Go to the setting button on top or whatever, or the settings, and it opens up the options to look at the actual video details.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. That ain't here though.
It's usually up on top right corner. You click that and just hit block, and it stops the ads from playing.
Oh. Anyway.
Versed. She's got so much lore, and she's also like in real situations that feel real and lived in, not like she's skating on.
So that was a fat load of nothing that they talked about.
Yeah, they really went nowhere with that.
Yeah, they literally went nowhere with that shit, dude.
The writer, Tom King, really did a good job with addressing that in very little ways of doing that. I thought that the way that Ruthie tells the story of, for one, her interpretation of Supergirl at first, and how she is such a dominant, or could be such a dominant force, and is a dominant force, you know, the ultimate warrior, so to speak. And that she, however, has always had to reserve herself
that guy
to actually be around us, and normal people, I guess. So, and I thought that was a really interesting take on that.
Very interesting. But stupid.
Super set of powers that you have to always control, so that you can walk side by side, so you can not accidentally blow them off the face of the planet, or burn them up with your heat vision and that sort of thing.
And there's mentioned a number of times, like you said, but it always is in a different context. It's always like a different restraint that's just to show, and I love that because that's some of my favorite elements of Superman. Is it's not, his abilities are vast, and that is a hardship, not a benefit necessarily. Yeah. And I love that he can't save everyone. Superman is always hearing all the different things happening that he can't stop. And this does a similar narrative in a different way because it's one person experiencing, she can't be everywhere and do everything.
Yeah.
I really love that this book is something that is, like we said, digestible, but also it escalates really well. The book in itself, these 8 issues, I think is a beautiful structure in itself. And two of the craziest things that you might not know about it is, one, Lobo was originally part of the story. And I think that is so interesting that a story went from having a character that is in the modern age so beloved, not be in a book and then get adapted to the movie. But then also, one of my favorite issues is this Green Planet issue. And I think that shows so much the strength of Supergirl. I think it makes Ruthie a more interesting character. I think their dynamic gets more heightened by that issue. That issue actually wasn't the original 5th issue. Tom King had written a very different 5th issue that was him and the publisher, and they scrapped. And that issue was written in 24 hours on the advice of his daughter. His daughter asked, well, if the red sun does this, the yellow sun does this, what would a green sun do? In one day, Tom King wrote that, changed the whole flow of the comic, and changed everything. And you would never know that. Because it feels like it's so part of the story.
Yeah, I would agree that it feels
so
like
it didn't take a lot of thought.
Literally, yes.
I do think it feels kind of like a filler episode, so to speak.
With the bottle episode of TV.
Yeah. And so
in other words, it's pointless. It's like, hey, it's an 8-issue miniseries, but one of them is completely unnecessary to read. Great going there, bros.
Address shit on his son's joy.
Yeah, fuck you, son. Making me come up with this bullshit. Anyway,
between the two primary characters, the issue 5 is the Green Sun, and what you end up having is that's basically it's almost like emitting radiation that is kryptonite. So then obviously Superman, any Kryptonian would not be able to really live there. And so I thought it was interesting that actually I thought it was interesting that Superman only lasted 45 minutes there from the telling from Supergirl or Kara, and then you also have, however, she has to make it for the 10 hours, and that is intended, I think.
Oh my god, bro.
So she's gonna last over 10 times as long as Superman, but she's not a Mary Sue, I swear.
Yeah, trust us, bro. Yeah.
To show how strong she is, and how she's not just a girl, so to speak, which I thought was kind of a neat way of illustrating it without necessarily.
She's Kryptonian, you fucktard.
And that's not fucking character development. Like they're trying to like say, oh, differentiate. Like what? Oh, she can last a lot longer in the same radiation compared to Superman. So now she's not just a girl version of him. She's a girl version who just is inherently a lot
girl
better.
boss version of him.
Yeah, it's like, why does that fucking matter? Like, if you just upgrade her, like,
Literally, yeah.
you could also give her like supervision that totally overpowers Darkseid's Omega beams. Would that make her? Would that be like a cool way to justify her being a different character to these guys?
Probably, yeah.
Having to say it, which I think brings up maybe some technical problems later on if you want to talk about that. But
I'm beginning to think that fucking Coy just gave his dad a script of shit to say, and he's running with that script.
I don't know. His dad's kind of shitting on it sometimes, so he might be like, "You're going off script, motherfuckers."
That's what the wrench is for.
Yeah, he's got the wrench ready. He starts racing it anytime his dad brings up a criticism. He just starts tapping it on his knee. His dad's like, but it's not so bad, I guess.
Yeah.
Other thing I thought was that the instant that the sun goes down, suddenly she's able to recoup instantly and be able to get her powers back. And that for me was almost a little too strong, too bad.
See the way he laughed
Like
before he
that.
said it, like that was complete bullshit.
Yeah.
Like the way she just rose, whatever.
Whatever.
So
Really,
he's
like-
trying to like laugh off with it, but like him, if he was the one describing, that would have been like, and see how powerful she is because she rose when the sun. You know, it would have been a whole different story.
He's shaving off and like qualifying his criticisms a lot. He's like, makes it a little bit inconsistent later, just a tad. And then, like, you can tell if he were actually speaking honestly, he'd just be like, this made no sense with a later issue. Like, that's the normal way to say what he's saying right now.
Yeah.
Suddenly, boom, and then you still don't have the radiation, emitting around and
Or the yellow sun
in the
recovery.
atmosphere.
That was my thought.
Yeah,
if there was like a second sun that came up, she recovered.
binary system,
Right.
something like
I
that.
would have had the second sun recharger because we always see Kal-El need the yellow sun to fix what has happened negative.
Yeah.
So that's what I would have done. But
And you even see that in one of the areas here where after one of the close shots of almost getting to Krem, where she plunges into the sun just to
The power to save lives.
Oh my god, fucking ads, bro.
Just to cut to an ad.
Yep, all just to cut to an ad. Damn Supergirl shilling shit.
I don't know, almost like rap.
Oh, I love that scene.
So,
I love that scene, bro.
And this looks
Looks like she's fucking like she fucking like is swimming in like melted cheese or some shit. Like, what is this?
and the art for
It's
that.
like, no, my
nachos.
nachos.
Yeah. Oh, my breadstick.
The emotion with it because it really shows.
You guys don't know the reference to that, do you?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay, so guys, so when Super Best Friends Play was still a thing, so they were having like a gaming night together, and they were like, just like sitting back shooting the shit. They ordered a pizza, and Matt got a side order of breadsticks. So Liam went to get all that. He comes back in, but he accidentally drops all the stuff, and Matt's like, "Oh, breadsticks!" And it's become like a running gag amongst them all.
Hey, yo, my breadsticks. Hey,
oh, my breadsticks.
Breadstick.
Oh, I didn't mean to insult New York, Florida, man. I know he's right there. Hey, yo, I'm walking here.
That's good.
Take the cannoli, leave the
power
gun.
Yeah.
of the artist, which I know we'll get into a little bit later on. So.
yeah, actually, so before we get into Tom King and Bilquist, last little bit on this opening section. Big highlights for me were the green sun planet, that diving into the sun and like supercharging. I love the psychedelic dragon stuff because I love the idea that
Space dragon.
It's like it's drug induced. I love the idea that she would go to red planets to.
And the what?
Because it's the dragon. Chasing the dragon is drug induced. So he loves the fact that there was a random dragon imagery with her. Because apparently her powers are like a drug. I don't really know what they were going for there.
I have no idea. She looks high. Well, she does look high in this fucking
Red
game.
sun. So he's saying that's why he likes why she went to the Red Sun planet.
I
She got all
guess.
stoned out.
Hell
It's basically
yeah.
like a big Cosby pill.
Yeah. Yep. Anyways.
Drink and be able to like let her hair down, and that we obviously got teased at the end of Superman the movie, and setting up how this is a perfect sequel
Oh,
to
so
Superman.
she just got
But, the
Cosby
idea of-
before she walked in on that scene. Oh, she got Cosby by a red sun.
Damn.
Yeah. Anyway.
of tempering your powers in order to kind of adjust, and the trauma, like human beings, we drink to adjust to the world. Like we drink for healthy and usually unhealthy reasons. Like the things we do to cope. I love that a red sun could be that, because I had never considered that with Superman. Like the act of like going somewhere in that to kind of like, okay, I need to be a little dumber, I need to be a little slower, I need to be a little less powerful. And then her needing power and these illegal illicit drugs, and then the visuals of the dragon, all of that to be like the opening of this book to me was
Also,
so like, this isn't your
kids, don't do drugs. Don't do drugs, because drugs are bad, okay? If you do drugs, you're bad, okay?
daddy Supergirl kind of thing. Like I really liked those strong visual elements. Are there parts of the book that stood out for you as like, oh, this isn't like any other Supergirl I've ever read?
Certainly, because of watching the movie Superman, I kind of recognized what they were doing when they had her in the bar, obviously intoxicated and that sort of thing. So that was kind of already something that made sense. Not to mention, I remember years and years ago with Wolverine, there was comments about never really actually drinking beer almost all the time, but never being able to get drunk because of his healing power, always being able to clear it out. And so that was one of those things that was like, oh wow.
Yeah, it's happened with a lot of that. Happened in the first Captain America. It's a pretty common trope. It even happened with Blonde Blazer and fucking Dispatch. She's got like an entire cup of vodka because she's like, oh, it's just something with the powers. I can't get drunk very easily. And she's like fucking chugging it.
For some reason, Wolverine could get drunk in the X-Men movies.
Yeah. Anyway, let's keep
his healing factor would do, but it certainly would be true, of course, of Superman and Supergirl and that sort of thing. So if she did want to have her 21st birthday, where she was going to go out and do something like that, you'd have to do that. How do you get around that healing factor that's caused by the yellow sun? So
I think the book is really good at making the character approachable and different, and it also modernizes her in an interesting way. And I think
modernizes her
stand out because of the
audiences.
Yep.
It's like the dragon, the green planet, like those all do like origin story moments, but in new ways.
They're plot conveniences, boy. It's not that smart. It's just like, oh, I need her to be able to get drunk. I'll make the red sun do that. Oh, I need to take away her powers. I'll make the green sun do this. It's like, it's not that clever. He's just fucking making up gobbledygook in order to convenience the plot.
And we gotta change everything for the sake of modernities, because God forbid just passing down a story like it naturally is. Am I right?
Yep.
God forbid we keep shit the same. Anyways.
The current DC run, like they're modernizing classic elements.
Oh,
now we're just gonna glaze the writer.
Yeah, time to fucking suck Tom King's cock now.
Tom King, and then I want to talk about Bill Conceivably. You have some exposure to Tom King because I'm a big fan. I bring him up a lot. We've talked about his Batman.
Yeah, you never shut up about him, son.
Yeah. What is this art right here? The fuck?
I think is a really, really great interpretation of characters that weren't always handled well, that can be. You haven't started reading his Batman yet. You have read Gotham Year One, I believe.
Nobody gives a fuck about any of this crap. Whoa, what the shit?
This is like one of them Skittles commercials you're fucking talking about.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What is this worth coming to? Anyway.
So what are your thoughts?
I've been Jokes and Riddles.
Oh, yeah, the War of Jokes and Riddles. That was probably the first thing I gave you.
Yeah, I think it was same time.
Okay. So what were your thoughts overall on Tom King as a writer? And I remember specifically...
Fucking Coy just like forces his fucking dad to read all these shitty comics. What a bad son, man. The fuck?
His dad probably didn't even read them. He's just like, oh, it was really good. It was very, I like the themes. Yeah. He just like says the typical BS. He's just like, I really felt like I got media literacy reading these, son. Absolutely. He's just like, oh, that's exactly my thoughts. Yeah.
You mentioned that this felt like a really surprising tone for him to take.
With Gotham Year One, I like the way those two, as in, Supergirl and Gotham Year One is written from the perspective of, like in this particular case, it's written from the co-star, so to speak, of it. And in Year One, it's written by first-person narrative from Sam. I don't remember his name, Sam or Slam, depending upon who's talking to him. But the idea is you're hearing it from their particular perspective, so you only know what they know for the most part, right? I really like that. That's different than in the with the War of the Jokes and Riddles or something along those lines. And
you remember the fucking names of the
a classic comic book representation of it. And I think
you don't give a shit.
To be able to actually, come at it from very different angles and so on to tell a story that can be really.
Dad, what was your favorite part about the Riddler comic? Well, I like the part with the riddles. What about the Joker one? The jokes were funny.
He acts as like this is the only time comic books have been told through one character's perspective, one character's lens, or narrated by that character, or you know what I mean. I really like the way they had this one character and their perspective, peak for it. That really stood out for me.
Yeah,
That's
totally right.
Sprawling maybe a little bit much, but really kind of pull you into it and allow the art and the narrative to kind of lay itself out and work. So.
And his dynamic with different artists, I think, is really impressive because a lot of times I think of certain writers as like, oh, they work best with blank, or this style suits them. And I love that for me, his writing is so versatile. I think of this style as perfect for Bilquist. I think of the style in War of Jokes and Riddles as perfect for that too. I think of his work with Mitch Gerads as perfect for that style of his writing. I love that it always feels different, but there's always certain things about Tom King's writing that feel true to him.
I think that could.
There are certain things about Tom King's writing that feel true to him. That's not a compliment.
No shit, dude, dumbass. Like, fuck.
And you can tell whenever someone is a shallow, nothing writer that you're just shilling for. Also, looks like Coy is literally threatening his dad with a wrench in this picture. He's like holding it up and making that serious face, just like, don't you say anything bad. But like, think about, like, people don't talk about J.R.R. Tolkien like this. They don't go like, oh, I really like Tolkien's writing because he has things that are true to him, that are consistent. No, they talk about he's like a master world builder. He made languages. He made all these cultures and everything. He's a fucking master of lore, essentially. It's just like you can compliment so much easier whenever you're not shilling that you can easily tell when someone is shilling because they do these vagaries.
Yeah,
it's just like flowery language that means nothing. It's how people always compliment Last Jedi. That's what I said in response to that Jeremy dude. That was like shilling for it. He's just like, it means this, this, and this. He wrote like fucking 5 paragraphs. I'm just like, yeah, it's a bunch of flowery language, nothing gobbledygook. You didn't say anything about what I said.
Straight up.
His storytelling, from the perspective of what he gives to the artists.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. Is it the older style of being very specific in what you expect panel to panel, or is it meant to, give them a rough explanation of what you're trying to do, and then they have to come back and then fill out that from the art? So it's tough to know.
What? Just stay vague and let the audience do all the work? That sounds pretty fucking lazy as an author to me.
Yeah.
What is style?
It's up to your interpretation.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh, that's.
Well, I'd be curious to know, like, editorial-wise, how early is a draft handed in where it's like, this is really poetic, fluid, flowing, verbose language that suits Bilquist's art. I wonder how early, and chicken or egg, was the pairing done and he wrote according to the artist, or was it, like, the harshness of certain lines working for, like, you haven't read The Bat and the Cat yet, but Clay Man is this, my God, like romance novel visuals of just like lush. Oh my God, the beach looks as cool as Gotham. But
yes, because that sounds appealing to comic book fans. Romance novel art, yeah.
Look at this. Why are they in their fucking stealthy like city suits when they're on some fucking random beach out in the open in the middle of the day? Like they would.
Shut up, John. It's cool.
It's palm trees. Why are they wearing their Gotham uniforms in some fucking tropical island?
Shut up, uniform man. It's good. It's good. Don't you see?
That's like me wearing the New York Yankees fit in Florida. People looking at me fucking crazy.
I don't have much experience in high heels, I'll admit, but I feel like wearing them on the beach would not be a good idea. You're gonna be fucking stabbing into the sand and snapping that shit.
Yeah.
It's a love story. And I always wonder, like, he's writing a love story versus his writing a poem, and whether or not those artists are paired and then he writes according to them, or vice versa. And I'm sure that changes depending on the project. But for me, I think this is one of the great pairings of comic writers and artists, because the language here is as
talking about right now.
flowing and beautiful as Bill Quist's art.
Right. I think one thing I have picked up on some of Tom King's writing is that it really shows, I think more so in this particular book, is he's not afraid to use big words.
Yeah.
And what I mean by this is that I think I have a pretty decent vocabulary.
The thesaurus for his writing. Good for him.
Well, I'm sorry, John. What was that? I missed what you said.
He broke out the thesaurus for his writing. For some reason, I'm having trouble saying that word, but you know what I mean.
I'm not afraid to use big words.
Yeah, he Googled synonyms for this word, and then he used the biggest one that he could find.
What words he's talking about? What big words he's referring to? If he even fucking mentions them.
There's still sometimes a word where you pick it up from context clues and so on of what it means, but sometimes it's worthwhile to look it up. And I actually kind of like that because it's not just a medium for kids. I mean, it's meant to have you think. It's meant to have. I
mean, even then, most kids don't fucking buy comics anymore, so trying to make it a medium for kids is fucking fruitless at this point now. You know what I'm saying, guys?
It's probably because of a lot of writers like this. He just makes it pretentious, non-accessible for, and I don't mean like accessible in like the, I'm going to check all the diversity boxes. I mean like accessible and like they would actually be interesting to new readers. He just caters to the ever shrinking market.
Like kids want to hear fucking Batman use words like verbose.
Yeah, like fucking like even that like kids are all checking out fucking manga and shit. They're not reading this stuff.
Yep. Or they're watching old shit like Batman the Animated Series and getting more into it from that.
Or reading the older comics,
In some cases, maybe stop and, hey, add to your vocabulary. And it's not that Stephen King has such a wide audience because he doesn't do it, right? He kind of writes down, but tries to make it very open.
I don't want to insult Stephen King at all.
Yeah, I'll still want to get invited to all movies of Stephen King shit. Yeah,
public with his vocabulary and so on. And I think that's great. And I think the storytelling that Tom does is certainly capable of doing that. But at the same time, I think sometimes instead of being really verbose to explain what you mean, use the word that does
that exists in that way. Yeah,
exactly. So I have absolutely no problem with that. And, since I don't read as much as I used to, I actually like having a little bit of a challenge to my vocabulary and that sort of thing.
I think that suits her style uniquely. If this was an artist, and I love 80% of comic art, but there's a top 10%, a bottom 10%, just by the nature of the medium you hire people. There's some artists that you're like, okay, that's a filler artist, and I'm no disrespect, not into names, but if any of the language used with that artist to be like, this doesn't
can't even like slightly. Oh my god, this was the whole attitude. And I used to talk with these fucking people where they, even if someone was complete shit at their job, they would just be like, well, I don't want to talk bad because I don't want anybody to get fired. I'm like, no, people should be fired if they're bad at something. Like, I don't understand this.
Well, John, they gotta make money. They gotta eat.
They can go work at a fast food restaurant if they're no good at creative shit. The rest of us manage just fine without being like making money off comic books or art. And but it even extended to like sports. Like I talked to one of them one time. He was a pretty fucking shill guy back whenever I ran in those fucking circles where I had to temper all my language, otherwise you get thrown out. And I was like, I bet you're happy that your coach got fired. It was one of the Chicago Bears coaches that sucked. And he was like, well, I don't want anybody to be fired, but unfortunately, I'm just like, oh my god, just have some fun with it. I've been fucking toasting to my Steelers coach getting fired, even though he stepped down technically, like Kathleen Kennedy. It's kind of funny they happened in the same week, but it's because he's been there for 19 years and everybody wanted him to leave, and he finally had to, and they did the political thing. But I was like fucking toasting to it. I'm like, finally a new era. Like, Jesus, you just must have a miserable life having to worry about offending everybody all the time.
Yeah, straight up.
The
So
art needs
yeah,
to be
Koi
of a certain.
Koi literally just said, I like 80% of comic art, but also I'm not going to even badmouth the 20% that I don't think is good. I won't name anybody specifically, so I don't want to burn any
Yeah.
bridges because some of them probably work for DC and I'll get fucking fired.
And we know it's more than 20%.
Yeah. Oh, he'll show for 80% of it though.
Mm-hmm.
Caliber to have the language impact. Like page 3 of this, I think has alacrity. Like there are words that I had to look up and be like, oh, okay. But if it didn't have this spectacular art along with it and spectacular coloring, spectacular ink, it would feel like it was someone trying to use $5 words when you didn't need to. So I think it really suits the artist to have something as verbose as some of this vernacular.
As verbose as this vernacular.
Vernacular, you're
I'm Koi Jandreau. I say fancy words.
They're literally talking about. It's funny, you know what vernacular means, right?
Yeah.
It basically just means your ability to use words to your advantage. Like, you know, good. You're good with words, basically. You know a lot of words, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But you have a great vernacular, you know. You just have when you're well spoken. If it took you to read Woman of Steel, which came out 5 years ago, Woman of Tomorrow, which came out 5 years ago, to know what the word vernacular means, you should have went to school more, bro.
Yeah. Should have been
Like,
in school
really.
more, bro.
Koi, the quintessential
And
acquiescent.
funny, because they're talking about how much big words they're using. They're talking about the vernacular of Tom King, and the first word that he learned was vernacular.
That's just the only one that he
hilarious
remembers.
to me.
Anyways.
Pusillanimous was the one I had.
Pusillanimous, he says. Ooh.
There's some strong words.
Pusillanimous? What
The
heck is
more
that?
I have to Google words, the better the story is, clearly.
Yeah, that's not fucking annoying at all, no.
The quintessential
Okay,
acquiescence of the story is the superfluous elements that are inside of it, along with the verbose elements coupled alongside them. See, Coin, am I really impressing you with my comments on your video now? 'Cause
Be
I
impressed,
I
Koi!
used a bunch of random ass big words, so now you should just be like, wow, great review.
Yes.
They're all
fantastic.
What does it take to be the best?
Oh my god.
I'll tell you what takes
I am
me to
neither
bed.
an omniscient nor omnipresent person. However, I have.
Yeah.
Steve Lee?
Yes. Yeah. And it's what actually drew me in, to be honest. It's the medium, I think, of comics is obviously a very visual one, because you have to read the words, right? So the audio is in your own head and that sort of thing. So I think that's one reason why, the artists are they're like the stars, I hate to say it, in a lot of cases. And I think that's what
Except for
pulls you in. You do
shit.
get where you have to judge the cover.
The book by cover.
Exactly. So I think that's one of those things where, this particular artist, Bilquist, I actually had to look up the pronunciation. And so,
I'm so sorry, Bilquist. I called you Bilks for years. Like, I think 20 to 2023, all of lockdown. I was
You
just
don't have to
calling it-
apologize
and it's
to him.
Bilquist, and it's beautiful
Oh my god,
name.
I'm
and
so sorry.
I'm so
I thought
sorry,
it
so
was
sorry.
Or Bilky.
Oh, I can see that.
More like
Please
a
don't
French-
fire me, James Gunn.
Please, please.
So, from Brazilian, of course. So the art is fantastic, but I think because you keep saying,
Well, based on what I
Bilquist, but
saw.
I think you have to look at Matthias or Matt Lopez.
Oh,
Fucking neck beard.
oh, that's right. Yep.
because to be honest, it's the subtlety in Bilquist's line work really gets accentuated by the use of the color that he does, because it makes it almost like a really clean watercolor.
Sure.
Whereas the combination of those two really reminds me of the old P. Craig Russell, Elric, and the Ring of the Nibble Ring. It's not right. but
Nibble ring
I don't know.
and nibble
the
wrong.
Norse legends and so on.
Okay.
They did. So P. Craig Russell was a he's done a fair amount of Marvel lately. He's fantastic, and he's just gotten even better. But he really did a lot of high
Everything is
fantasy
great all
stuff
the
with
time.
the Elric series and some of the
Yeah.
other stuff. It is
Fucking hell, they said like literally any negative things about this book yet?
Nope. Tom
They
King is
haven't
perfect.
really. I mean, like,
They haven't offered genuine.
I still don't even know what the
substantive
fuck the book is
compliments.
about based on what
Yeah.
they said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they basically like recapped a couple story elements as far as the Suns go, and then said he used a lot of big words. And there you go. That's been the review so far.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And I don't remember if Alex Nino did it, but he's also another one that I thought from the Alex Nino in the 70s is where I thought he this arc really kind of pulls into it as well, because
I like
it's
this.
such a
Had to show a picture of him with the chin diaper on.
Ah,
Yeah. He
Fine works
respects the
monitor,
work
fantastic.
of the doctors and nurses, guys.
so you
Stop
have
the
this blend
spread.
of almost high fantasy in conjunction with the science fiction,
Yeah.
and it doesn't look out of place. It ties in well. It's just beautiful.
And there's
from that
versatility because of it. Like
Yeah.
the dragon stuff doesn't feel out of place. The planet stuff, the cosmic, like none of it feels like that's a weak point in Bilquis's art. And I do agree, Mateus's coloring is so vibrant and lush. It really just paints this universal across all 8 issues feel to every world.
The interpretation of Bilquis's line art would be very difficult in black and white to do the coloring.
Mm.
And what I mean by this is a lot of it is a combination of shading, but some of it is meant to give shape. So where do you put the
Wow,
line?
no
Where do you
shit.
choose that color? And
The lines are supposed to give shape. Great analysis there, Koi's dad.
I think
And the colors give
it's-
color.
Yes, no
If
shit.
you-
I really like how he numbers the pages in sequence, like 1, 2, 3, 4. It really lets you know where you are in the sequence of events. It's really fantastic stuff. And I like how the cover kind of shows characters from the upcoming story, and then the back has some sort of summary on it. It's fantastic work, 10 out of 10.
Good shit.
it goes to show the talent in the eye of Matthias. Or Matt, sorry, Matt, because I usually see it shortened, like a couple of things I've seen. To be able to pick that out and see that. Now, I don't know if they collaborated, like where should this go, that
Right.
sort of thing. But it really comes across a whole lot better than I've seen in some other comics, where it's very clear.
What
line
other
art and
comics?
everything
Name
else,
them.
but you still see.
Yeah,
ones are
name 'em,
bad?
bro. Prove you're a
Because
real
he
fan,
sounds
bro.
like, you know what they said. What they said at the beginning. He's been reading comics for years and shit, for decades.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like it, man.
Yeah. If he's
Does not
impressed
sound like it
this
at all.
much by a fucking, I'm being generous when I say this, a fucking mid-grade comic, then bruh, you're not as well versed as you think you are.
Either he is well versed and just hiding it because he has to for the sake of Koi's, job at DC. So he's doing his best to fucking be as vague as possible. But or he just doesn't know shit about comics and he just bullshit. But I think he's just being as vague as possible because he doesn't want to talk shit about Koi's company's product in a bad way.
Mhm. Oh, he probably coached
No,
him hard
on the
before
hand.
this. He's like, "All right, Dad, you can't get me in trouble with anything. So make sure you don't have any problem with any of James Gunn's movies, for one. You can't say anything bad about anyone in particular. Make sure if you say any criticisms, you're like super vague and just brush over them real quick."
Yeah.
But he did laugh
from
about
behind.
that one part when he said before, when he giggled before, he said, yeah, that was kind of like, it could have worked. And he automatically changed his tone, but he was about to shit on it hard for a second. Then forgot what, and then remember what he was doing because he saw that wrench.
Yep, Coy
Yeah.
raised it and was like, "You shut the fuck up now, old man."
Anyway.
And it's, however, colored like the background or something else, because
Yeah.
it doesn't match in line with the arm and that. sort of
Spider-Man
thing.
gets a lot of blue added to where red should be. And you're like,
Yeah.
that wasn't there at all. Oh,
Yeah, exactly. So, and you see very, very little of that. Because I think I only, not that I was looking for it, but I only caught one thing that was like that. So I think that's really impressive. Yeah, I think the combination of the muted tones, but very emerald tones, I think pulls in a bit of the fantasy aspect of it and so on as well. So yeah, I really loved it. And it has that's one of the things I did like about it as well, which goes back to one of your earlier questions about the overall feeling for the book and so on, that this isn't your normal Supergirl.
Holy
really
shit!
art.
This is the gobbledygook. Fill some time. It's
Really?
like, it goes back to the earlier thing, which it was very it interacted with each other very nicely, and all that stuff. That's what I loved about it.
Yeah.
Just the harsh, not harsh, the line work and everything else, which, to be honest, for comic book, I often prefer that. Even if it's just really fine lines like Cho or something like that. I mean, this one has this very 20 Art Nouveau line work and so on with it, and it's just beautiful from that perspective.
This trio, I'm 90% sure Mateus joined them as well, but I know for a fact Tom King built this and I think Mateus, because the coloring is similar, did another book called Helen of Windhorn you would love.
Oh my
And it's
god!
pure
Why are we
fantasy.
talking
It's
about
like
this
very
shit in
much
advance? Crap.
goes into a book kind of storytelling, and it's deep fantasy, and it's just the same level of art and caliber. It's incredible.
Oh,
I don't know.
yeah.
I know Quest does it only because there's no book.
The fucking
Application,
ant
I
like
did see
breaks
some-
to his house through that shelf. He just like pushes it over. He's like, you know what else it reminds me of is Neuromancer. Just like, who the fuck are you? And how did you get in my house? He's just like, oh, read this other bitch with the Earth, Wind, and Fire series, or whatever the fuck I'm always shilling for.
Yeah.
Tales of Earthsea. That's the one I was trying to think of.
into that as well.
Incredible.
I didn't have time to look into it really. So.
I think it's the same colors because it is just as striking, and I do think they're
Booking.com has
Oh
all
my
kinds.
god.
Backseater, whenever you're making your AI videos, I know you normally do the wrestling ones. It would just be funny, like have an ant like randomly burst in and start advertising fucking Neuromancer.
Yeah.
He just like carries it around with him everywhere. They're like so many people talking in a fucking Starbucks, and he's just like, "Have you heard about the good word of Neuromancer?" He's like a fucking Mormon, just like annoying everybody.
Yeah. Oh my god.
together is insane.
Yeah, let me get
Tom King
that
works in
shit
both
like
these
right
types of
now,
books.
actually.
Oh no.
But let's talk about the movie. We just watched the teaser reaction, we just watched the teaser. I wanted to get your reaction for the first time.
Let me
You
guess, they
haven't seen
both
it.
like
I've seen it
Yeah,
more than I've
probably.
seen most teasers because of work.
I want to see
But
the
it is,
reaction.
I think, a really interesting bridge between.
Sorry, what was that, New York, Florida man?
I wanted to see the reaction. I wanted to see his face.
Oh, I thought you were saying
Very
a cedar reaction, like backseater. I was like,
I wanted to see his actual reaction to it.
Yeah.
They skipped out on that for us.
no, he couldn't. He couldn't risk him like making a bad
Yeah.
face or something, where the mask would slip for a second. His dad's not a
Yeah.
good enough
I
actor
don't
yet.
think Dad can show that hard.
Yeah.
Anyways.
What I think has to sell a universe and adapt a book and make sure people know this is a different take on Supergirl. The trailer has to do a lot in 2 minutes because we just got Superman, so you want to have some familiarity.
Oh, it doesn't
You've
have to
also
do
got
a
a
lot. You
universe
show
that's-
her drunk, and you can get her, your fucking point across, since it's such a shallow interpretation.
Mm-hmm. Anyways.
Forming, so they need some familiarity. But this book feels very different than the Superman, and I think that sprinkles in. But I'd love to know your thoughts, not being as plugged in.
I think it shows James Gunn's and probably the art department and so on, where they're what they kind of perceive science fiction to be. Because if you look at the backgrounds and so on, it looks very similar to other stuff that's kind of out there right now. So I think it does not match the book, which I think could be a really good thing. Meaning, this I think comes across a little bit as some of the artists I was mentioning earlier, P. Craig Russell and so on, as fantasy art, and it carries itself very well through the not science fiction, but through the comic book mode. But at the same time, that's not what you see in the teaser. So meaning that the movie probably will be more representative of what we expect. Higher technology, and at the same time, the dirty
Far
areas
into the galaxy.
of outer space and other worlds and everything, because you have that everywhere, one would assume. because otherwise how would I know that, right?
Oh.
Yeah, anyway, is that you end up having, I think, a very different representation of it, and even a couple of the action items you can see, action scenes, I guess, doesn't represent quite the same way as it was drawn and so on, and I think that's good. I don't really want to see the same story, exactly from the book.
Oh yeah, because how dare we demand adaptations be 1-to-1 accurate? Am I right, people?
Yeah, we were just showing for the book a shit ton, and it's a new medium, so it could reach a new audience if that story is really so great. But it's like, oh no, I don't really want it to be like that at all. The thing is, if it was super accurate, they'd be like, oh, it's so good that they're just translating this perfectly. Like, they're gonna shill for it either way is the thing. This is just the classic, like, easy spin to do where you're like, it's either, oh, it's great that they changed it, or it's great that they kept it the same. No matter which road they take, we can shill.
Yeah.
I think it looks like it should be good.
I think Ruthie's so
looks like it should be
like when they showed it, I was like, oh, that's exactly Ruthie. Like, there's
Wait, what?
Ruthie?
What? Who the fuck is Ruthie?
some moments in casting where I'm like, they just
She's
found
Marvel's Katie's for DC. DC's Ruthie.
her.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to see Lobo added back into the story, because it's something I've always wondered. I've never gotten to read the transcript and Lobo was in it. I've always wondered what Tom King wanted to do with the character. So I'm really curious to see something that kind of feels like an Elseworld, like the other version of the comic that we might have gotten.
I'm like, I don't know Lobo very well.
Okay, so Lobo is a very...
Oh yeah, I'm a super seasoned veteran who reads all these comics, but I don't know who Lobo is. Like, yeah, totally, bro.
Crazy.
It's not exactly a crazy character. Like,
he's who the fuck Lobo is.
He's fucking cigar chomping space bounty hunter. Like, he rides a motorcycle through space. Yeah, and he's like kind of crass and crude. He's not like a super complicated character, and yet they'll all just be like, they got his trench coat right, 10 out of 10.
Crushing skulls, and man, his comics were the best, man.
Yeah.
Which hopefully doesn't offend anyone.
No, you've been not as deep in the comics since I've been deep in the comics.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we like passed the torch. And Lobo is a very modern comic character. Like, he's
your dad knew all the modern was shit.
He swears in his own way.
I literally have Lobo #1 right there in the bin. I should pull it out, but it's not, I don't want to.
You need someone
Yeah.
be a foil to Superman in Snark as well, because it kind of humanizes Superman and his like golly gee by having this. He's the last Zarnian, and that mirrors the last Kryptonian. So
the main man
as Superman in a lot of ways, but he's gone the other direction with being the last one. In the comics now, he has a daughter, so he's no longer the last Zarnian. But they've done things to make him more and more of an anti-hero. Obviously, he's a foil to Superman, but in a lot of ways, he's an anti-hero in the comics because people liked him in the 90s. You want to follow him. He's fought Santa. So it's a weird character that oddly blends into Superman in a way that I think is going to be fun to see him oddly blend into Supergirl. And I think it's a great way to do kind of a, let's put him in, give him a few scenes, and he'll build up this greater universe. The best way to describe him is by his casting. It is Iron Man Downey Jr. level casting that Momoa is playing. Like, Momoa is Lobo. It just took a while to get the motorcycle. Like, it's crazy how much this is the guy.
Okay, you don't get to decide that before you've seen the fucking movie. Like, yes, he looks good for it. That's why people were fan casting him a shit ton for it. But, like, he needs to act well. He needs to, and you know what? A lot of that is dependent on the writing, too. Like, that they're going to let him actually be Lobo. But it's
his
also...
Lobo is going to be my man.
Yeah.
He was already pretty much Lobo with Aquaman, so if he just redoes that, that's not going to be like Iron Man level casting. And also, like, quite frankly, Lobo I think is a lot simpler of a character than an Iron Man. So even if he nails it 100%, it's not quite as impressive.
Remember that show Kryptonite on Sci-Fi?
Kryptonite or Krypton?
Krypton. Yeah, Kryptonite. Fucking. Anyway, yeah. It had Lobo in it, Doomsday, all of that. I have a feeling once this movie comes out, that is going to make Krypton look like a fucking masterpiece compared to Woman of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, he's just such a, like, let's ride. So he's like a biker.
Yeah. Jason Momoa is a biker bro, and they cast him as a biker bro alien.
Kerouac and edgy 80s van paintings. Like, it's just a weird character.
Right.
So I'm really excited to see that blend into high fantasy with shades of like
Jesus,
maybe
Coy,
cyberpunk
I'm not the
stuff.
fucking guy that does this for a living.
Badass.
Well, I'm not the fucking guy that does this for a living, and I don't even know the comics as well or purport to. And yet, I feel like I did a lot better job describing his character in about 5 seconds than just going, it's weird and it's really, really complicated. Oh. Learn how to use your fucking words if this is going to be your job.
High five. I think Krem being redesigned is a much bigger deal to me because I love that he's like this space pirate swashbuckler that looks like Bilquis drew me. So there's so many
This random fuck off guy. So hang on.
deal to me.
So he went from that on the right to this on the left.
So James Gunn wants him to look like some kind of weird, like S&M freak show.
Hey, you turned him into fucking Hellraiser. What's going on here?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because I love that he's like this space pirate swashbuckler that
Whoa,
looks
she got
like
pierced. She got
I
penetrated.
just noticed that.
Also, why the fuck are you holding the sword by the blade? What the fuck?
Fucking stupid, broad.
Stupid woman. Yeah.
Why is your bow strapped to your belt like this?
So there's so many characters in comics that when new artists get on them, I'm like, so more or less me now. Like Green Arrow, I'm always like, I can't genetically grow anything else, but this is not my choice. But the character is very much like a romance novel cover guy, and that makes him more dastardly to me. Yeah. So now that they've got Matthias Schoenaerts, who's an incredible actor, more pierced.
You would have done better with less makeup. That guy looks more like the character than how he is in the trailer.
I was just thinking that he actually did pull off that character. Like,
why did they fuck up his face with all that extra shit?
Yeah. It's like, why do you insist on doing everything harder?
They're like, you look just like the character. So anyways, we're going to shit all over your face right now, and we're going to keep it on there.
He got Valmorphinized.
Yeah.
Gary.
That guy. I'm curious how that changes the tonality. I'm really curious of the dynamic of.
I was thinking the same thing when I saw
the
the teaser. Yeah, it was like, whoa.
Yeah, like that's not the guy.
Yeah.
That's not him.
Where is he?
Yeah, like where are the yellow hills? But I'm really curious what that translates as far as feeling that villainy. Any standouts from the teaser for you overall?
No, it looks like a good action movie, which I think.
Oh, it looks like a good movie. Yeah, it could be good. Yeah,
it has action, so like, what more can you want?
Yeah.
Great
oh, fucking lot as it happens.
Anyway.
To be honest.
Well, it's 8 months out. Like, and the trailer came out a month ago. It's in a few months, so it's like it's an early one look.
Yeah, and I think that's it'll be a fun movie, to be honest. So I'm really looking forward to see how it does relate to, of course, this. Like I said earlier, I think it's not going to go scene by scene or shot by shot and that sort of thing. So I think it looks fun, to be honest. So I don't really have much fun.
Wow, great review. It won't be the exact
because we did just see it.
We didn't go frame by frame. He watched it once on an iPad. Like we did not scrutinize like I do at Real Rejects. It was a very good experience.
You didn't do shit. You were just lazy about it. All right.
Thanks, bro.
You could just say, it looks fun. Action comes out soon. Cool. Glad I came to your channel for such insight.
Great, yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad you're excited. Overall thoughts? Any last thoughts on the book or anything else?
No, I don't think so. I mean,
I'm very disappointed in you. I have no son as far as I'm concerned, and I completely disown you. And I'm gonna stop giving you your allowance because you're like over 30 years old now, son.
Yeah. I told your damn mother that breastfeeding you would have been better than soy milk.
Anyways.
I mean, really, like I said, the art is amazing. The book is worthwhile.
You just said it looks nothing like it, so that has nothing to do with the movie, I guess.
To get through.
8 issues.
Yeah. So it's really.
Yeah, there's not much to it. You won't have to suffer long, so check it out.
Yeah.
Sad to get to the end, which is a great feeling in some ways, because it is, however, sad. But the idea is that it's worthwhile, obviously, to.
Those 8 issues are worthwhile. It really holds your attention.
It's a good book if you're at the end of the arc, and it's kind of like you're missing the characters and that sort of thing. So, and I wouldn't say I love. I really did like the twist at the end, and it's kind of subtle in some ways.
Yeah,
I'm a
Really paying
lesbian.
attention, it doesn't necessarily make sense. I mean, I had to flip back to the front, and
That's always a good twist.
Yeah,
And you're
Wait,
like,
just
oh!
super scissor you now.
I mean, hopefully people would get as much out of it as I did. So
This may be the last ad
The
you
ending,
ever.
the ending twist is Supergirl is like, you see, you're not dealing with the ordinary lesbian. I am the legendary super scissorer.
Oh my god. Let's see here. Come on, get out of here, bro.
I'm excited.
Sonic
I'm glad you
Glam
enjoyed it so much.
Clap.
I want the world to end, and I'm really excited to see people discover Supergirl. I think she's a character that, when written well, is so important.
People are discovering
riveting
Supergirl.
character.
How the
People
fuck-
know who the fuck Supergirl
People already
is.
know who she is. Like, yeah, she's not as popular as Superman, but like, she's like still like pretty damn up there in terms
She
of like.
should be more popular.
She had a fucking TV show on CW for years. That was
Oh, that
extremely
was
popular
ass.
for a while. People forget that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Melissa be moist.
Yeah.
Anyways,
She fit the
Her
look a
death
lot
hat.
better than this new chick. I know Amelia
Yeah.
Alcock, like she was good in House of the Dragon and everything, but she just looks a little awkward in the costume.
Yeah, she doesn't come across as Supergirl.
Honestly think she makes Superman such a better character because she's not just him. So this book to me
Yeah, 'cause
shows
he's got
that
a
in so
random
many ways.
drunk
I'm really
cousin. That makes him a great character now.
yeah.
I think the Puerto Rican Supergirl is better.
Oh no.
excited for the world to discover Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow in both mediums. So please check out comic books. This was just re-released as a compact book, manga size, for $10. So you can literally get all of this, all 8 issues, in this graphic novel form, which is like
That
$20,
ain't happening.
or you
That ain't gonna happen, bro.
Consume, damn it!
Consume our product and shit, dog.
can get a hardcover edition for like $25-$30 that has supplemental material in the back, or you can buy them all individually, which I read them as they were coming out.
My
month to
man
month.
is doing an ad read right now.
He's literally doing an advertisement
He
for the
works for
damn
DC.
book.
This is no
so
joking ad read.
He's advertising for his own boss. These are the liberal anti-corpo guys, by the way, as he constantly shills for the big corporation.
Yeah.
But it's
Pick
supposed
up
to be
a
a fair and, precise review.
Oh yeah, very fair and balanced.
unbiased review. While they're ad reading it at the same time.
Compact edition at your local comic store or your local bookstore for $10. You get all the story, all 8 issues for $10, and it's like pocket size. It's a really cool format. DC
Yeah,
handling, and it's
pocket size. Meanwhile, it's this big right here.
been selling really well. And
I
I
just
love
heard
the comic.
this-
pocket size.
This is the same
Holy
guy that
fuck, Andre the Giant's pockets.
they must have hired his dad. Nintendo was like, "Hey, do you think this Virtual Boy still counts as a mobile system?" His dad was like, "Yep, it's fine."
more approachable.
Now, some people, I've started reading some stuff digitally.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
As well.
Also, the DC Universe Infinite app, which is like a monthly fee,
Oh,
like your
now you
Netflix,
got
your
plug
Hulu.
this.
It's way more.
This
I'm with
guy
Gary
is just
on that
fucking,
one. Digital comics
He's
are an
a
abomination.
fucking plant. This guy's a fucking plant.
I mean, you could get it with the promo code KOI10 to get 10% off on your next DC Unlimited purchase.
That is funny.
Like, look, I read shonen shit whenever I'm like on the app, but if it's a story that I actually like, I'm gonna get the hardcover eventually. I'm just gonna wait for a box set of it. Like that's what I do
Yeah.
with One Piece. Like digital comics, just as like the standard, are not good.
Yeah.
It has tens of thousands of comics. It literally has DC comics from 6 months ago and earlier. So you can read like from 1940 to 2025 and 6 months.
Cool. I'll read all the old shit and skip all the newer shit you're advertising.
Yeah, you
Coin.
can get like 60 years of good stuff then if you can read from 1940 to 2000 and then just like stop.
Yeah.
Is it a different subscription then to get the current comics that are
So
coming
you
out?
Yeah,
get,
make sure
you
to give
can
them the
upgrade-
full instructions on how to subscribe here.
and then you
And
can-
what's the
yeah,
website for that again, son? Oh, it's this. Oh, good. I'll go subscribe to that right now because it sounds like a great value.
Yeah.
month ago. So month is always like that month is always going to be at comic stores, which I love. Please don't change, because that means like you're going to the comic store to get the
I'm just
freshest.
expecting him to go full like fucking badly acted infomercial at this point. He's gonna be like, "But Koi, isn't it kind of tough to get signed up for that?" He's like, "Not at all. All you need is an email and this code." It's like, wow, that sounds really convenient.
Wowzers! Yeah.
And with
As of the
each
next issue.
subscription comes a free wrench to beat your dad with.
If you don't
Yeah.
chill hard enough.
Yep. Anyways.
People that are, if you want to just read digitally, you're only ever a month behind, or you can buy them individually digitally. But it's a monthly subscription to get you
Individually digitally.
hundreds of thousands of copies,
Yeah.
and all of this is on there.
Without having to fill up all your
And,
bookshelf.
yeah, without having to, if you've got a small apartment, etc. But that's also the power of the compacts. Is like they're literally small,
He's not
so
paying
it's
you
like
enough for
a
a bigger apartment, you know.
Yeah.
this size by this, like it's like a. But yeah, so check out Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow in all formats, and also
Yeah,
check
buy it
out
like 6
the
times over, I guess.
Yeah.
The only way to be
right?
a true fan.
movie on June 26th. I don't remember. That is the date, June 26th. And thanks for coming on, Jeff. Fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is
No.
a little more. Is there anything you want to read and talk about? Can we tease a sequel?
Moby Dick.
Mm,
Is there like I talked about Absolute Batman with you a bit.
I haven't read it yet.
Talked about that's what I mean. Like Mr. Miracle, I've talked about a lot.
I have
He's
not
like,
read
yeah,
it.
I've been reading this
And that-
really cool new
I was like
comic.
that.
It's from the Rippaverse. He's like, no, you can't talk about that, Dad. He's like, but it's by a black guy. Isn't that like super progressive? He's like, no, he's a wrong black guy. He's an Uncle Tom, Dad.
Yeah.
Was one of the first things where you really started picking up on Tom.
Mr. Miracle was the first Tom King book. No, I read Vision first.
Mr. Miracle? What?
Which is inspired WandaVision. He wrote the book that led to WandaVision.
Oh, okay.
So Vision was the first thing I read, and then
Shit, really?
yeah, it's been killing the game a lot.
Yeah.
and
They
then
made a female. They made Vision female now.
Yeah.
Vision.
Book ever.
Vision.
I'm so
yeah.
sorry, Frank Miller and all the legends as well. But then Mr. Miracle brought me back into the New God side of like weird DC, because it was such an approachable version of the stories that I never thought I connected with,
Right.
and that opened all of DC back up to me. So that'd be a fun one.
I always thought it was interesting that the new gods and so on would actually wear spandex.
All that power. all that energy. He's like, we're just gonna do this.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a meeting.
We're going to keep the theme.
They always say that it's weird that humans can't think of aliens outside of certain realms. I feel the same about comics. It's like, what if they just wear spandex? We're not going to think outside of that. Just what they're going to wear.
Some
That'd
humans
be
can.
fun.
They're just not in the stories that you're reading.
Yeah.
And then there's a ton like Ultimate Spider-Man. I think you'd love because it's Spider-Man.
Oh my
as a
god,
dad.
is he just advertising all these comics to his dad now?
He's like,
So
you
in the
should just buy
2000s
everything, Dad.
Yeah.
They rebooted Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man, and it was let's do him 15 again and let's get him but is a 2000s genetically modified.
Give him a bit
What's
of
interesting
butt.
to me is in 2025 they
Yeah, I
rebooted
was about to
Spider-Man.
say that.
All of the responsibility, none of the power, and he was a dad with kids, and he got hit in his 30s. And it's, what would Spider-Man be like if he like Uncle Ben's alive? He works with Jonah Jameson. He runs a paper. They have all this stuff, and then the powers come into play. But he's already a dad, so it's like it's interesting to me that psychologically,
In other words,
when you
it's
read
not
Spider-Man, all those years later,
Spider-Man
it's like, that's the
that
audience
did
that's reading it. Like I'm a 36-year-old in 2025. I would love that version of like, what if I got powers someday?
Oh, I can only relate to characters that are exactly like me because I'm a massive
like-
narcissist.
I'm like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
What strikes me is that if you're going to reboot, you have to keep certain themes.
I
Or
saw
if certain editors will be-
myself.
No, you don't reboot at all. Fucking Christ.
keep certain themes, and they didn't go with him as a scientist.
Yeah.
They went with him being at a newspaper, which he's not getting shots of Spider-Man because Spider-Man doesn't exist.
Right.
So why would he be at the newspaper? But that's the theme that people associate.
That's it, connect to. And
Yeah.
so I'd love to hear your thoughts. Yeah, so let us know in the comments below if there's anything particular in the modern stuff or in the last like 10 years or so you want us to check out. But yeah,
Modern
this
as
was a lot of fun.
shit.
Please-
Just comment that.
Yep. Oh my god.
Yeah. So the whole last part of that was just like you said, a big infomercial.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that
The
was.
wrench is killing me. Why the hell does he have a wrench
I
exactly?
don't know. He's threatening his dad with it. He's like, "You're not shilling hard enough."
Rewatching now, Coy. This is awesome. My origin into comics was listening to John Williams. As a child watching Superman 3, my first movie, and yes, it was on Laserdisc. Then went back to watch 1 through 4 Christopher Reeve's Superman, and then 89 Batman. Then Smallville hooked me in my comics when full force.
Does anybody
DC Comics, Marvel, Jim Lee, one of my favorite artists, and it just keeps going. I'm eternal grateful.
There's all
Does
these
anybody say
fucking.
anything about the wrench?
lifelong artist and comic reader here. I've been having medical issues with my eyes for a bunch of years, and I've been unable to draw or read. After hearing you talk about this over the last few months, it was the first thing I picked up after having eye surgery, and damn, it's such a beautiful work of art.
Oh.
So thanks for the tip. It's one of those that'll stay with me.
Wow.
Koi, your intelligence makes a lot of sense now. 2 comic geniuses in one video.
Jesus.
What a fun video!
Yes, the amazing genius of saying it looks really fun and action.
Koi must be a spitting image of his mom. Also, I'm guessing your dad had you at an incredibly young age.
Yeah.
He looks like he could be a fellow reject. Oh my god. Oh my god.
No, for real, he does. He looks like he's only like 10, like maybe 10 years older than him.
Yeah.
It could have
Hang
been
on,
that's my boy situation.
Hang on, I'm asking fucking co-pilot why he has a fucking wrench in this video. Why does he have a wrench in this video? Hang on, still shit. Oh my god, I don't care. I just want to ask why he has a why he has a wrench in this video. Oh my god, summarizing the whole fucking video for me here. Hang on, we'll end it here. Why does he have a wrench in this video? It's never explained in the video itself, and the transcript doesn't explain it at any point. That's exactly why the comments are full of people. The wrench is just there. Well, way to go then. The wrench is there just because the wrench is there.
It
Fucking
said
good
that's why
shit.
the comments are full of people talking about the wrench.
I don't
Mhm.
know. Oh my god, that was
I'm gonna-
ass, guys.
I'm gonna have
Final
to look
thoughts
at
on
some of
this
those
video.
comments. That was horrible.
I think we got it all pretty much out. It was super shallow, nothing review, and then just
Yeah.
like full of just Tom King glazing, and then a big advertisement at the end.
Yeah.
Basically.
You're allowed to wonder, like, how the fuck motherfuckers like this guy even get fucking big and shit, you know what I'm saying? It's like, all you do is shill.
Kiss the right asses. He's in fucking
Yeah.
Hollywood, so he's just there.
Yeah. Alright guys, that's enough for today. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment below, subscribe for videos like this. We'll see you guys next time in the backseat. Take care!